Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, everyone. Mananda.
All right, we'll get started here right about 6 o'clock. GMP's gone live 3 times in like the last 15 minutes.
I know.
Oh.
Hey, sis.
Yeah, I am closer because now my head's on the High School Huddle logo. I'm usually not that far over, maybe. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Well, we got plenty of room.
Yep.
Lots of room.
Yep. Once you quit, it's easy to quit after that.
Yep. He's here in spirit with his name up there on the lower third. So.
Yeah, that lower third was built.
Oh, so he wasn't allowed. He wasn't supposed to take the day off.
No, I have another one, but I like that one because it has our title sponsor on the bottom of it. Although it probably needs to be in white letters, but yeah, and I didn't want to get out the other one, take his name off, and have to hear it for about 3 weeks. So I'm going to do second banana meat. I'm going to plug it on a YouTube page real quick. Looks like the internet's working good. That's 2 weeks in a row so far. High School Huddle. High School Huddle. All right.
Oh, we didn't even have a.
Cody Knox.
We didn't even have a production meeting.
No, this was. I didn't even get to. Usually I just start doing my homework on Tuesday, but I didn't get to it till like this afternoon. All right, Control C. It is kind of bare here, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
High School Huddle. We are live with this week's.
It's going to be weird not feeling somebody kicking me and kneeing me in the middle of the show.
The High School.
Open mic after this, or?
I don't know. Phil Nichols, Exon. Okay, Preps. Link. All right. Retweet. And you think Phil's watching?
No.
Yeah, I
No,
think so.
No.
Second media.
Nope, don't think so.
All right.
Time Yankees play tonight. I think Judge going to get 61 tonight.
Baseball, man. All right, got Cody Knox. It looks like more and more segment and media YouTube followers are. Come on, we had a good show. A lot of people watched the replay. Busy Wednesday nights, but
Yeah.
All right, 6 o'clock. We ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. All right. Oh, I didn't even see if the graphics work. Hopefully they'll work in a little bit. Okay. Hello and welcome everybody to the High School Huddle Wednesday night, week 4 of the high school football season. Along with Ronnie Phillips, Chris Evans with you. We get you set for the beginning of district play in the state of Oklahoma. Exciting time. Got a lot to talk about. I had week 3. A lot of teams were off last week. A few teams are off this week as district play does begin. But we'll talk about all that great high school football stuff. We got some tidbits that we'll share with you as well. But a big thank you to our title sponsor, Generations Church. Love God, love people, serve both well. You see it right there on your screen for our video audience. 2524 West Noble Avenue in Guthrie, Oklahoma. 405-282-6848. But as you see there, the website, generationsguthrie.com. Pastor Seabolt and the crew out there do a fantastic job. We appreciate them with the title sponsor again this year. And a big thank you to all of our great sponsors that all returned from a year ago. There's a few ways you can check out the High School Huddle. You can check us out live on Guthrie News Page Facebook. You can also check us out on our YouTube page at Second Banana Media. That is a podcast network form. You have a whole bunch of different podcasts on there, including the High School Huddle. So if you're on Facebook, you want to check out the YouTube feed, Second Banana Media. All the videos are in podcasts are a lot easier to find after they're aired on that platform on YouTube. So we love our YouTube page there. And also the High School Huddle on all the podcast platforms, Google, Spotify, Apple. There's whatever. There's Anchor. There's all kinds of stuff. But I mean, Second Banana Media is growing. It's got a corporate office last week. So check out Second Banana Media, and because there's a lot of good stuff on there. Yeah, we got, as Ronnie mentioned, we got a corporate office just down the road. That's where our visitors will check in before entering our studio here. But also, we were able to debut for the second time, but for the first time with the new trailer with with the wrapping on that. Yeah, it's an excellent trailer. Matter of fact, I saw on Facebook several people took pictures in front of it and posted on Facebook, so we appreciate that. But nice trailer, carry all of our equipment to games each and every week, and we do appreciate the guys downtown taking care of that for us, and of course all of our sponsors as well for making all this happen for us. Yeah, big thank you to Ryan Cotting with Sign Tech. So if you have anything from embroidery, from hats to shirts to if you want to put a big old marquee sign, I mean, he can do all that good stuff. Yeah, banners, big banners, small banners. Ryan can do it all. Well, Ronnie, we are the non-district is done. Just like that, it is week 4 of the high school football season. We'll talk about some of the games coming up here in our picks. It was a pretty good week for everybody on picks this week. But one thing that I want to get out there real quick is we always talk about the talented Midwest City quarterback, Irving, Michael Irving, D'Angelo Irving. Still got eligibility, does he? Yeah, D'Angelo Irving, the talented quarterback for the Midwest City Bombers, has committed to go to Air Force. I think he made that decision late last week, so he will be headed to Air Force. Chose the Falcons over Army and Navy. It's been the starting quarterback since his freshman year, and he's the guy. I mean, when you go up against Midwest City, if we want to win, we got to do this, and to do this, you got to stop. That's him. You got to stop him. Yeah, and he's pretty good. Air Force over Army, huh? Yeah, nice. I think I would choose Air Force as far as football program over Army. Yeah. Now, Army-Navy has the game. But week 19, whatever it is, after all the games are done, they'll sneak their game in there after the season's done. But good for him. Better weather in Colorado Springs. Oh, yeah. Better weather. So we were able to go there a couple years ago, and I can see why that place is awesome. Great, great campus, great school, or I don't know if you call it campus or not. The scenery, it's big time, no doubt. Yeah, 6'2" last year, Irving Jr., 62 of 121 passes, 726 yards, 5 touchdowns, ran 97 times for 447 yards. But in 5A this year, and we'll see how the Midwest City Bombers do in 5A football. Struggle a little bit right now, but not what I thought they'd do, but. Hey, 5A is pretty good this year, too. 5A is deeper than normal. Yeah, it really is. So got that note out there. There's a lot of volleyball. There's a lot of softball going on. Piedmont district champions in 5A too. They are very good. They've only lost 2 games all season long. They're a staple in 5A football or 5A softball. Snuck out a win last night. Beat Guthrie 4-3 for the district title, and Before you know it, we're going to have state championships, and I do have some dates out there for all you high school fans out there. The fall season state championships. We had our meeting last week, and here's some of the dates if you want to mark them on your calendar, or be interested if you want to go to any of them. But here are the dates. The cheer state is this Saturday, September 24th. That will be held at Tulsa Union this year. The softball, the Class B, A, 2A, and 3A will be October 6th through the 8th. At Hall of Fame Stadium.
USA Baseball doing those games, right?
Yeah, that is the place to be. If you're anywhere in the U.S. world, you want to play at Hall of Fame Stadium, and that's where the BA, 2A, 3A state championship will be October 6, 7, 8. Games will on all 3 days will start at 11 o'clock. The state championship games on October 8th will be 11 o'clock, 1:30, 4 o'clock, and 6:30. All those championship games will be on one field. Then the week after, it'll be the 4A, 5A, 6A state championships at Hall of Fame Stadium, October 13th, 14th, and 15th. And on that Thursday, Friday, the games start at 11 o'clock. And then the championship day, 3 games, will be October 15th, 12 o'clock, 2:30, and 5 o'clock. And state baseball tournament, Class A and B, that will be October 6th, 7th, and 8th. Edmond Memorial and UConn will host the first 2 days of that tournament. And then the state championship games, Class B and A, will be at 12:05 on Saturday, the 8th, and 3 o'clock. Not sure what B or A, but those are the times. So those are the dates there at Bricktown Ballpark. Always cool place to play state baseball tournament.
Yeah, we got to call the 5A, 6A state championships last year at Bricktown. Are we doing it again for the fall for this one? Or?
Yes.
So we'll be doing it again here in next month, so looking forward to that too. Bricktown always take care of us, always good time, and I mean that's a big time ballpark to play at.
Yeah, no doubt. Cross country state meet once again at Edmond Santa Fe this year. It's a great location, great course. Any restaurant you want to go to before or after, just a great location. In fact, I think they have a pre-state cross country run here next week, I think, this week or next week, but that state cross-country meet October 29th, and that's for all classes from 2A to 6A, and I do believe that starts at 8:30 in the morning. The last race starts at 2:45, and I think we're going to be providing the coverage for that again, and I got to admit, it was the longest day of my life. I learned as far as producing that. We didn't do any commentary, but we did the production for it. And we're going to need shifts this year because there was I think it was me, Kel, and Aaron. It was a long. And it's the day after Guthrie. We do the Guthrie broadcast, and that Guthrie has a home game that Friday, so that does help. But Saturday that starts at 8:30. You got to be ready to go.
I think I got laundry day that day.
I'm about to send a text message out.
Laundry day that day.
TV crew, get your phone because I'm going to be sending a text message out here soon. High school volleyball well underway right now. Their state championships for 3A and 4A will be October 13th, 14th, and 15th. 4A will be at Sand Springs. The 3A tournament will be at Sapulpa. And then the semis and state championship will be at Sapulpa High School on the 14th and 15th. And those times are kind of ish, so I'm not sure. I won't give you any times on that. And then the following week, October 20, 21, and 22 is the 5A, 6A state volleyball tournament. 6A will be held at Noble this year, and 5A will be at Newcastle. And the semifinals and the championship rounds will be played at Noble High School. And it looks like the state championship matches, it looks like 6A will be at 11 o'clock. Special Olympics will have their state championship at 1 o'clock. And then the 5A title will be held at 2:30. Game day cheer and Palm will be November 11th and 12th. That's at Moore High School. I was able to take in my first game day event. Interesting. It was my first one. It was, you hear the same songs over and over and over after a while, but they're good, man. They really are good. So, of course, in football, state championships at Chad Richardson Stadium, December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Of course, don't know who or what at those times. And then the following week on December 10th, we'll have games at 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. That would be A and 2A.
Yeah.
So those are your state championship dates.
Definitely check Chad Rich Stadium if you're in the area. They got the construction done on that on the visitor side. So basically, it looks like the front side just without the big press box. It looks really, really good.
Yeah.
I drove by there several times throughout the summer just to keep update on it. But yeah, it looks really good job. Really good up there.
Yeah. The the waterfalls are falling now.
Yeah.
It's moving.
Yeah.
There was the only thing left that I saw was they needed a little bit of sod in around the area, but not that I'm nitpicking.
Yeah,
like,
no,
man, look at this point. Oh, there's no sod over there. What's going on with that? Well, last week again, not a whole lot of games, but the game of the week lived up to the billing. Ronnie, we were able to broadcast that game. The Guthrie Blue Jays traveling to Tuttle. Tuttle jumped out to a 14-3 first half lead.
14-0 at one point. Yeah.
14-0 at one time, 14-3, and then Guthrie outscores Tuttle 21-6. Came down to the final minute of the ball game.
Yeah, a lot of times in high school football, when a team jumps out to 2-touchdown lead right away, you normally don't see those teams come back. But for Guthrie, they're actually able to settle down and stop the run. And then you saw Tuttle kind of abandon their run a little bit earlier than what we thought they would. Tuttle ran for 38 yards, passed for 138. So kudos to Guthrie sticking out with the defense in the second half. Tuttle started off early, first possession of the game for Guthrie, 3-and-out, and they ended up blocking the punt. They recovered in the end zone for a touchdown, so easily 7-0. So, yeah, this is a great game. Both sides fighting hard, great defense battle, something we hadn't seen all year as far as us, me and you and Phil calling games, so it was nice to see the battle back and forth. McAdoo for Tuttle. He's a real deal.
Brady McAdoo.
Yeah, Brady.
Luke Falwell.
Yep. McAdoo's good. He's
and the
sophomore.
quarterback Dennis was good.
He was he's very shifty, hard to bring down, could pass the ball. I saw a bunch of missed catches by Tuttle, which I think some drops that kind of doomed him there at the end. But yeah, it was a great game all the way through. So.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of media there, and I'm just glad it lived up to the billing. It's the first time Guthrie and Tuttle had ever meet, and you're like, Guthrie Tuttle. If you remember, Guyman went independent this year and next year, and so that opened up a spot for Guthrie and other schools. And then in 4A, Western Heights went independent, which left an open spot for Tuttle and other schools. And that's why you had like Blanchard and Piedmont was a cool game. I think that was a couple weeks ago. And so that's how those two teams were able to meet for the first time. But Tuttle is going through their stadium renovations. We were all outside. It was comfortable. It was a beautiful night for high school football, but $18 million facility. Their athletic director was giving us some inside scoop on that, but construction is all the way. And it's a tight fit, and Coach Ballard, not Coach Ballard, Sean, I'm losing his mind, not Sean Roberts, Sean, anyway, the athletic director.
Call him Sean.
Not Sean Roberts, he's a house rep. But anyway, Coach Sean, I'll figure it out here in a second, said this was the year to come because next year there's no press box at Tuttle.
Yeah.
It's all going to be demolished. And I like, well, what happens if it rains? And we haven't got that far yet.
Yeah.
So. But $18 million facility, it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be nice. They already had some of the construction, the foundation done for it, and then there's that big building off of the north end zone. That's going to be coming down October 3rd, is what he said. So yeah, he gave us a scoop on it. Man, I can't wait, and I hope Guthrie and Tuttle continue this game if possible, because again, the Tuttle T and the Guthrie G is just really cool to see on the sideline together.
Yeah, it's not too far away that we might see Tuttle one day. I don't know, about 10 years. I don't know, somewhere in that range. Tuttle on 5A possibly. Yeah,
possibly. I mean, again, they're growing just like a lot of those areas over there. So yeah, definitely might see that here within the next 5 to 10 years probably.
Another very cool game was Norman at Stillwater. Stillwater wins that game over the 6A1 Norman Tigers, a little bedlam, if you will. Norman Stillwater.
Yeah, high school bedlam.
Yeah, 36-33. Stillwater, of course, led by Gage Gundy, led an 89-yard drive with 2:06 left in the game, capped by Noah Roberts, a great running back, a 2-yard touchdown with 14 seconds left for the 6A2 Pioneers to go over the 6A1 Norman Tigers.
Yeah, Norman's struggling there. They haven't won a game all year, so now they're 0-3. Stillwater, number 1, and 6A2 in my picks at least. I believe yours as well. Gage Gundy, 201 yards passing, 19 for 29 with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, in order to win these close ball games, you can't be throwing interceptions or having turnovers, and that's exactly what Stillwater did, and they were able to pull it out with the last 14 seconds of the game.
Another good one, and we'll talk about Collinsville here in a little bit as well, but Collinsville, the defending state champions in 5A, best football team in their program history a year ago. Graduate everybody, 18 starters, including the very talented quarterback Andrew Carney.
Yeah.
But they take down 6A2 Bartlesville 35-25. So Collinsville off to a good 3-0 start.
Yeah, Collinsville is somebody you keep your eye on because, again, they lost so many people, and then, like us, our kind of our rankings, we have them in the top 5 sometimes, and sometimes we have them out. Again, they're still the state defending champions, and obviously they still play a little football down over there in Collinsville, so they're a team to look out for here in 5A as well.
The other one, and I can't believe I thought not real long, but I did think about it long with Elk City and Carl Albert.
Yeah.
And Elk City with the state semis a year ago. Carl Albert down this year a little bit. Their quarterback is not playing. Carl Albert down to what Carl Albert standards are, but Carl Albert just took it to them 45-2.
A lot of frustrations. Yeah. I think they had Carl Albert again. I don't know. I don't know about Carl Albert yet. I know they lost the quarterback still. He's still out for next 4 to 5 weeks possible, I'm sure. And I don't know because I don't know about Carl Albert.
Yeah,
they're hard to figure out right now.
Yeah. They'll be good when they play Guthrie McGinnis.
Oh yeah, they'll be there. It's going to be a real good game between those three when those three teams play. Whether it's Guthrie McGinnis, Carl Albert McGinnis, Guthrie, whoever it is, but it's going to be good.
Piedmont usually plays Carl Albert tough as well.
Yeah,
so
they do. Yeah,
that district's wide open. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I think McGinnis, as our rankings will show a little bit later on the show, McGinnis is probably the better team right now in that district. But that district is wide open. Well, Ron, is there any surprise teams? I got a few of them. Is there any surprise? Not necessarily surprise, but the way they might be 3-0, but playing better than you thought.
Muskogee.
Yeah,
they're my surprise team of the year so far. 3-0. Got a big game this week, as we'll talk about and break down here later on as we make our picks. But Muskogee is one of my surprise teams right now in the entire state. 3-0 in my top 5, and I believe other media outlets as well have them ranked up there high. So Muskogee, keep it going. Yeah,
they won at Enid, won Putnam City, which if you're Muskogee, you're like, we usually beat them anyway. But remember, Muskogee only had two wins last year, I think it was. And so, but the big win was Carl Albert, 35-28, to get them where they are right now, 3-0. All the confidence in the world. Coach Travis Hill won a lot of football games at Tulsa East Central with all those great athletes. Has them playing really, really good football. But as you said, tease it a little bit, we will definitely know where Muskogee is after this week, as they got that big game with Sand Springs.
All you need is a $13 million football facility, and team starts playing a little better.
Absolutely. So Muskogee was on my list. Surprise team. Hominy. Off to a good start. I did put Collinsville down. A lot of people kind of wrote them off a little bit. There's still a lot of season left, but going into district play, and another team, Coweta. Another a team. They got a talented quarterback. They're playing extremely well. I'm not surprised that they're undefeated, but the way they have won, especially that blowout victory over Carl Albert.
Coweta is another one of those teams that when they initially blew out Carl Albert, I'm like, okay, this team's the real deal. And now seeing kind of Carl Albert, I'm not sure about Carl Albert if they really are that good, because again, they're missing their quarterback. But yes, Coweta for sure, another team that kind of just pops out. They came out of nowhere, and they're definitely my top 5 as well.
So those are the surprise way to go. Let's talk more about you now. What about those? What's going on here? It's still early. There's still time to turn this around. This player needs to come back. The schedule's going to line up okay. It's like, whoa, what's going on? But we need to watch them a little bit closer. I have Owasso.
Yeah.
Cole Adams hurt.
Yeah, Cole Adams, the Alabama commit is hurt. That's going to be a big one.
Tough schedule. It's a little bit behind moving forward. This is when they need to start winning games. And
you picking them over Union? Is that what you just said?
That's the game of the week. We will be picking that one after this week. It gets a little bit easier. The big dogs are out of the way, and they can start working to get some victories under their belt. But Owasso right now 1-2 on the year. Again, losing to Bixby, losing to Jinx.
Yeah.
Did get victory over Broken Arrow, who's 0-3. I think Broken Arrow's like 0-3. They're another woe team.
Yeah.
I think it was either 16 or 17 they were in this spot, and it kind of went on. But got Union. But then Mustang, not easy. But after that, Edmond North, UConn, Edmond Memorial, Santa Fe Norman. So it does lighten up a little bit. And those games will help them out. But right now they're on the whoa, let's see what happens, especially without Cole Adams playing.
Yeah, and I think you just kind of mentioned it right there. They had really, really tough opponents, but again, that will help them as the season goes on. They can learn from those games against Bixby and Spartans. Again, I don't know if anybody's going to beat them anyway, but another team that I am completely surprised about is Beggs. Got blown out again last week, blown out the week before, they've given up over 110 points in the last 2 games. So that, for me, was, whoa, what's going on here? What's going on at Beggs? We had them ranked 2 in the preseason rankings, and just the last 2 games, there's absolutely been no defense at all.
Yeah, Beggs, I was like, well, they're playing a tough schedule. I'm going to keep them in my top 5. And I said that again, and then I'm like, their 2 losses is Rejoice Christian and Verdigris. Teams you can have number 1 if you want to in your rankings. But
just not competitive, though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. They weren't competitive in either of those games, which is unusual from a Beggs team.
Yeah.
They normally compete, and they're normally competing right with those guys, if not beating them. And again, I'll tell you now, they're completely out of my 2A until they figure out what's going on there.
Now, all my fighting demons out there, it's okay, because now Westville, Victory Christian, Kansas, Okmulgee, Kiefer, Morrison, Sperry. By the time you're going to be done, it's going to be 8-2. You're going to be hosting a playoff game, and now you got to get better for the big dogs. But right now, the schedule will level off, and your woe will be okay. All right.
Yeah, they better.
That was a long time ago when we got whipped pretty good. So now we'll move forward.
Then they got 6 weeks to learn how to play some defense.
Yeah. Another one for me is Holland Hall. They were, I can't remember, top 2 or 3 in my preseason rankings.
Defending state champs.
Two-time defending state champions, and I didn't know this until maybe I did. Maybe I just totally forgot. But one of their better players transferred to Bixby in the offseason, offensive player. So in the transfer happy Tulsa, transfer happy in the 918. There's a little bit in the 405, but there's a lot going on in the 918.
There's a lot of transfer going on, as we kind of talked about last week. Shaker could have been a Bixby Spartan if some things didn't fall the way they did. So, if you're a big time football player, a lot of them are heading up to 918 to play for one of those 3 teams up there.
All right, we're going to take our opening time out here on the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church. When we come back, we'll take a look at some of the top performances from week number 3 of the high school football season. And then a little bit later on, we'll have our top 5 for each class, and we'll also have our rankings, and we'll be picking the top 10 games of the week. Phil Nichols not with us tonight. He's out of state. It's a long story. We'll explain later. But he did get his picks in. We'll have those here in a little bit, but we'll have Phil
forfeit, though, right? 0-10?
It's an asterisk.
Okay, asterisk. Gotcha. We can go with that.
What we're going to do is we're going to submit it to the OSSAA, and they're going to have a hearing on if his record should count or not. So we'll let the board of directors decide.
Then we'll appeal to Second Banana corporate office, then, right?
Yeah. Our attorneys are working with the other attorneys. Good. So, all right, take your time out. This is the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from.
Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I love to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
With Ronnie Phillips, I'm Chris Evans. Welcome back to the High School Huddle, brought to you by Generations Church, title sponsor of the High School Huddle. Real quick for our video audience, I am wearing the United Way t-shirt today. Logan County had their kickoff, and I'm sure a lot of counties and cities are having their kickoff as well. And we really encourage everyone, if you can get involved with the United Way. It helps so many different agencies, so many different people, and United Way does a great job for a lot of great people out there. So always cool to get involved. Your business or can get involved, or just a personal donation can help them. It goes a long way.
Yeah,
so fundraising is underway for United Way.
United Way is just a great organization, always helping out people here in Lone County. I am wearing my Cubs shirt today as we celebrate being eliminated from the playoff contention.
Cubs are officially eliminated?
They're officially eliminated. So
I thought that happened a couple months ago.
So I'm wearing it in celebration of for 2023 World Series Championship.
All right, there you go. Well, we talked about some of the teams. Let's talk about some of the players. And boy, I had title number 1 in 4A last week. I can't remember if I had them 2 weeks in a row, but anyway, there will be a new number 1 in my 4A ball club. One of them candidate to be there is the Cushing Tigers. Yeah. Cushing takes down Berry Hill 54-3, and I was thinking, I can't remember let's see here. Last week, it was one of the games that we picked. Berry Hill, Cushing. I had Cushing win 38-21.
You're off.
Way off. We're all
way off.
Cushing wins at 54-3. Senior quarterback Blake Berlowitz, who has committed to New Mexico State.
Ooh, Aggies.
284 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, plus had a touchdown run in that victory over Berry Hill. Second consecutive year that Berlowitz passed for 6 touchdowns against Berry Hill.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed to tell you my score, what it was, but it was 28-10 is what I picked. Yeah, no respect for the Cushing offense I had last week. I won't do it again, I promise.
Berry Hill is so happy to see Berlowitz go away, as long as he doesn't come back for a 5th year for the Cushing Tigers. Against Berry Hill in his career, 813 passing yards, 15 touchdowns while going 3-0, the most important number. So Berry Hill, congratulations. Berlowitz is out of your memories or out of your future unless you make it to the playoffs.
Oh, they'll remember him.
Oh, yeah. There'll be a statue of him out there in the nightmares. His favorite target, Camden Crooks, a senior wide receiver, also a defensive back. Don't forget that. 6 catches, 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, and then had fun on defense as well with the 64-yard pick 6.
They're making it look easy right now down there in Cushing, aren't they?
They are. Pahuska, the Dogs, Coach Hennessy's got them going good. Todd Drummond, the quarterback there, 30 of 4 passing, almost 500 yards. He was 14 yards away from that. 6 touchdowns in a comeback victory over Woodland. So
you throw for almost 500 yards and you got to come back?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Let's go with another quarterback, Metro Christian. Boy, they got to go. Kirk Francis, he was 30 of 40 as well, 355 yards, 5 touchdowns in a victory over Prairie Grove. Gage Gundy, quarterback, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns. We talked about that victory over Norman, 36-33. Verdigris linebacker Drake Marvedigo, 22 tackles.
22 tackles.
2 sacks. Woo! In that victory over Beggs.
Getting all over the place.
Yeah. So those are some of the
I got a couple.
You got a couple?
I do got
Let's
a couple.
hit 'em.
I got a Mustang senior quarterback, Tristan Russell, hit 3 touchdowns, 314 yards as they defeated Springdale Harbor, which the same Harbor team that got destroyed by Bigsby, 41-13. Then also Chickasha, Kalik Murphy carried the ball 23 times for 313 yards and 4 touchdowns with the 42-20 win over Anadarko.
Warriors,
Yep.
the Anadarko Warriors. Coming up here in a little bit, we'll have our top 10 games that we're picking. We didn't do any week 0. I think this will be our second week of actually doing picks. Week before, 2 weeks ago, we were all 7-3, and we'll talk about how we did this week. We were all pretty darn good. We were just 1 game off of each other.
Yeah.
But it was a good week for the pickers. But some of the games this week, Ronnie, again, week 4, so now we're in district play. Some of the games that didn't make our top 10, Broken Arrow still looking for their first victory of the season. Got to come down to the metro area here in Oklahoma City Metro and take on Southmore.
Oh, they got to come over to the slum west side
the west side.
and play old Southmore.
Moore
Yeah,
Stadium.
Broken Arrow should pull out a win in that one. You would think Southmore struggling a little bit this year, so yeah, I think Broken Arrow should definitely win that one.
You know, we were talking about Ed Memorial getting that very first home victory inside their new stadium, but came up short the following week. Was it Southmore that got them? 35-12, yeah. Southmore last week. But this week, I think we're picking this game.
We are picking this game, yep.
So we'll talk about Ed Memorial and Edmond Santa Fe
yep.
here in a little bit. Enid at Jinx. Jinx, I think a majority of their starters that were hurt are coming back. So now we'll start to see the real Jinx. Probably some growing pains. It's her first game back. The running back is back from suspension. So now we'll see how Jinx is. I know Union and Bixby are a lot of people's 1 and 2, rightfully so.
Yep.
But Jinx has not had their full team. So now we'll start to see how Jinx rest of the season and the playoffs. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm sure Jaden Carroll learned his lesson from being suspended the last 2 games, and I expect him to have a big game this Friday night.
Deer Creek takes on Ponca City. Choctaw takes on Pumpkin City North. 2 of the 3 top teams in 6A2, along with Stillwater. I would certainly think Choctaw and Deer Creek should have an easier go to begin district play.
Yeah, stud sophomore quarterback over there at Deer Creek is going to have a really good game against Ponca City. We saw them earlier in the year. Struggle a little bit on defense, struggle a bit on offense. So, yeah, Deer Creek should have a pretty good game.
Another team that we really haven't talked a whole lot about, but we probably need to get it on our radar here real quick, is Lawton. They're undefeated.
Yeah.
Having a hard time to get in my top 5.
Phil has them in the top 5.
Yeah, that's right. Phil doesn't have them. So they should open up district play with the victory as they take on Pumpkin City. We'll see how it plays out. Stillwater with U.S. Grant this week, so that will Gundy will get to play maybe a quarter and a half before he has to watch the second half.
Yeah, Lawton, we saw them in scrimmage earlier this year. The quarterback can absolutely spin the ball. He's very, very good. So, Lawton could sneak up on some teams there in 6A2.
What about 5A football? Can MacArthur Duncan be any good? Can Duncan hold?
MacArthur versus Duncan?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like Mac in that game.
Yeah, Duncan still looking for their first victory.
Yeah, they should have their quarterback back now after being out against the Guthrie game. They've been starting a freshman, which, again, for that freshman, that will help him as he gets older, as he takes over the role. I believe that next season, they have a senior quarterback now. But, yeah, I don't see Duncan winning this one, though.
Yeah, and, another game that we didn't talk about last week just because I didn't want Phil to – not that he's watching or anything. But Grove Wagner was a big-time game. We lost. We had Wagner beating Grove. Phil had Grove winning. And it took Wagner almost the entire game to had the lead most of the game, but Grove comes back.
Some people had that as the game of the week last week, and that was a really good game as well. Wagner led Grove score with about a minute or so left to to get the ball back in time. But then ensuing kickoff, Grove kicks the ball off, but nobody from Wagner wanted to catch it or jump on the ball, so Grove recovered and game over.
Man.
Yeah, that's tough.
Kind of a weak schedule, 5A this week. I think the best game in 5A will definitely be Ardmore and Noble. We'll be discussing that game here when we pick our games. But Carl Albert, Eisenhower, that game's in Lawton, McGinnis at Shawnee, Midwest City at Altus,
Piedmont off
Coweta
this
at
week?
Glenpool. Piedmont's got Southeast.
Okay, Piedmont Southeast. Then after that, you got Guthrie Piedmont here.
So
2
moving
weeks.
forward now with I think everybody should be done with their non-district. So now everyone like in 5A2 will have a week off, and this is Guthrie's time to be off before their big showdown next week with the Piedmont Wildcats. 4A football, Clinton's at John Marshall. We'll be picking Tuttle Bethany here in a little bit. Weatherford at Chickasha. That will be an interesting ball game there. Wagner's at Skytook, and Cushing at Miami. I think Cushing will be fine there for some 4A action. 3A, Lone Grove Heritage Hall will be, I think
Lone Grove Longhorns.
Longhorns, they are undefeated.
Yep.
Heritage Hall will go on the road to an undefeated team. We'll see how that one plays out.
Berry Hill. Heritage Hall has their head coach and their running back after suspension from the semis last year, so they should be full strength, coaching staff and on the field as well.
Berry Hill will try to revenge that loss, and they got to do a lot of work because they got Lincoln Christian, who went on the road to Shiloh, Arkansas. I actually watched a little bit of that ball game. Shiloh and Lincoln Christian, like one of the really, really good teams in Oklahoma, and Shiloh, Arkansas, very similar to Lincoln Christian, and that was a very good ball game.
Yeah.
But Shiloh won that one 42-35, and so during my rankings, we'll talk about it here. I was like, Lincoln Christian was the number one team, but they haven't lost anybody at Oklahoma. Shiloh's really good. We went back and forth with them in Verdigris. We'll see how I played it out. But
I had that same thought too. I'll let you know how it turned out too.
Okay. We'll see how that comes up in our next segment on our rankings. So anything in 2A or A that sticks out? Crescent's undefeated. They got Watonga in Crescent this week. That should be a fun game to watch.
Crescent Tigers.
Ringling going to Rush Springs. Yep. That should be the number one team in Class A football. Cashin Wildcats, where's the Wildcats? Stroud's at Liberty. Cashin, I know where you at, Cashin. Cashin, there they are. Ooh, that's a good one. Minko, Cashin and Minko, that's a top 10 Class A matchup on the road for the Wildcats. Cashin with the one victory this year, but again, Cashin, a very tough schedule. I graduated a lot of players last year, but losing to Rejoice Christian, losing to Pawhuska, getting that victory over Thomas. I do believe they were off this past week, but they got Minko, Western Heights, and Watonga in the near future. So we'll see how the Cashin Wildcats can do. So anything else I'm missing?
You got Westville at Beggs. Is Beggs going to get this one finally?
I think they should be okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think they should be okay.
Again, I'm worried about you, Beggs. I'm really worried about you.
Beggs 8-2. Cruise to the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and then I'll start looking again. The
Westville Yellow Jackets there be playing Beggs. I don't know. They look all right. Yeah. We'll see.
We're picking Hominy and Pawnee here in a little bit. That's going to be a big-time Class A football game. So those are some of the games, the big ones. We're going to have those predictions here in a few moments. Take a time out here on the High School Huddle. We'll come back. It is the top 5 rankings for each classification as we move on with the High School Huddle without Phil Nichols. Back after this.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time?
100% tenderloin, that's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Welcome back, High School Huddle. Ronnie Phillips, Chris Evans with you. Wednesday night, week 4 of the high school football season. It is a busy schedule. Top 10 games coming up here in a second, along with our predictions on how those games will go. And you might play close. We're pretty darn good in our picks so far.
Yeah.
So we might be on to something here. Before we get to the rankings from Class A all the way up to Class 6A1, I guess the big talk right now, of course, a lot of OK preps will eventually make their way to either OU or OSU, but Bedlam officially going away there, and the AD said it's ending, and Mike Gundy had a few comments that went, we got one more Bedlam game at least, maybe two, but it's
funny to watch fans on both sides blame the other one for not wanting to continue. Oh, Oklahoma State didn't do this, we could be playing, or OU, they still want to keep playing, blah, 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 but they didn't want to no more. But like I tell my friends, it wasn't much of a rivalry anyway.
Well, Gundy said, he took a little cheap shot at OU today, saying that OU followed Texas in the money. I was like, well, they followed the money. I don't know if they followed Texas.
Yeah.
But it was kind of a joint deal because OU's had everybody in the Big 12 has had a pretty good run over Texas the last 8-10 years.
Yeah.
So I think, if Mike Gundy was in the other – and I'm a huge Mike Gundy fan, but I think if it's – the other way in his shoes, I think he would understand, because I think like OU and Texas comprise like 60% of the revenue, something, but they all have to distribute the money evenly. Yeah. And so it was a money thing.
Yeah, pay your fair share. But this is the world we're living in as far as sponsorships, money in general. This was eventually going to happen no matter what. So it was going to happen regardless. Everybody's just going after the money. And again, as you saw with the playoff being expanded, once the ADs saw there was a chance for more money, let's go ahead and expand that. Even though they didn't want to, 8 months ago, they said absolutely not. So
I think it's a great deal for Oklahoma State. You get OU off your schedule, and you can schedule whoever you want, and then just win the Big 12, or maybe you lose one game and then you're in the conversation. So I think it's a great thing.
I think it's great for Oklahoma State. Yeah, like you said. I mean, now they have a chance to be the big dogs of the Big 12 and possibly sneak in a playoff game again. Once you get to the playoff game, you never know what's going to happen. You know, you can see Oklahoma State. People might say, "Oh, they're not very good," but they get in the playoff because they won the Big 12 or whatever. They can turn some heads and win a game or two in there.
If I'm OSU administration, I'm sure they were upset. Being there was OU and Texas talking behind their back and sneaking away. So I've been in a working at a place that said, oh, by the way, we're closing the doors here right now. So put everything. I was like, oh, what's going on? So that's just the way it is in life. But I thought that was interesting. Some of Gundy, I like it. He gets it going a little bit.
I love Gundy
for the rival.
I love Gundy.
All right, Ronnie, let's take a look at our Class A rankings, and really nothing changed for me.
Nothing changed.
Everybody's
for me,
undefeated.
Yep.
I got Ringling, Tonkawa, Gore, Fairview, Hominy, 1 through 5.
I got Ringley, Gore, Fairview, Tonkawa, Hominy, 1 through 5 there.
Same 5 teams in there. Not a whole lot changed, and I don't think there'll be a whole lot movement in A throughout the season. We'll see if there's any surprises out there. 2A football, Washington. I do have 2 new teams in the top 5. I still have Washington number 1, Rejoice Christian number 2, and that one can be flip-flop. Rejoice Christian probably one of the hottest teams in high school football. They got a stud quarterback, but both teams are 3-0. But I have Washington 1, Rejoice Christian 2. Kept Crossings at number 3. I had to let Beggs go. I was like, man, they got a tough schedule. I let them go. But I added Eufaula at 4 and Millwood 5.
Oh, we got Millwood in there.
I moved Millwood there.
So mine changed just a little bit with Beggs coming out. So Washington, Rejoice Christian number 1 and 2. Vienna still my number 3 team. Beggs is gone. Moved Crossings up from 5 to 4, and I brought in the Eufaula Ironheads to my number 5 spot. Yep.
All right, I'll let you take 3A and 4A.
So we kind of talked about Lincoln Christian. They lost to the Arkansas team.
Shiloh.
So, I mean, do you move them out? And my answer is no. You don't move them out of the first place. My number 1 rankings. Again, this is the top 5 teams in Class 3A. It's not 3A and a team in Arkansas, or even if you're playing a higher score or smaller school. I'm doing my rankings based on the class, and I think Lincoln Christian still is the best team in the state in a Class 3A. So I got Lincoln Christian, Verdigris, Metro Christians, Heritage Hall, and now I got Perkins back in my top 5.
PT Deers, they're in our top 10 games to pick 2 here in a little bit as well. I went back and forth, and it's a debate because Verdigris is really, really good.
Yeah.
They are really, really good. And I got Verdigris number 1 on my list, and I'm not liking it. I'm fighting myself. I'm like, I don't think that's right. Lincoln Christian is like really, really good. I thought Lincoln Christian was going to defeat it. I'm still thinking they're going to win the state championship, but why would I move them to number 2? But I did. So I'm like fighting myself. Is it too late to change it?
No, you can change it.
Okay, I'm going to go put Lincoln Christian
number 1.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
I mean, it says Verdigris right there, number 1. I was like, what am I doing? Lincoln Christian's good. They played a really, really good team. But Verdigris is also good too. So
yeah, we don't know a whole lot about the Shiloh team in Arkansas. We know they're good.
Yeah.
I mean, but how good are they? I mean, are they good enough to where they can beat some 6A teams in Oklahoma or 5A, or are they just so bad, or are they just a bad team? And then Lincoln Christian just played bad, which we know they did because we watched the game a little bit. But
I watched the first half of the Lincoln Christian show. I think that's where Gus Malzahn, coach for a little while. I think that's where he was at.
Okay, then that's a good program then.
Yeah,
Lincoln Christian definitely number 1.
Yeah. So Metro Christian 3 for me, Cassia Hall 4, Heritage Hall 5. So I feel better. I am going to go Lincoln Christian.
Yeah, good. You should.
Yeah.
I wonder what Phil did. What's Phil got? What do you think Phil did?
Phil's eating dinner right now. Class 4A football.
Yep. So I just kind of went back on what I just said. Just because I saw the 4 quarters of what Tuttle did, I did move them from my number 1. Just moved them back to number 2 because, again, they're a really good team. They actually they had a chance to win that game against Guthrie again last week. They went up late in the 4th quarter, 20-17. Guthrie ended up scoring late there on a Hayden Calvert to Jalen Shelf pass there with about a minute left, and then ensuing kickoff. Zach Hayner was able to wrestle the ball away from the returner, who actually had a really good return on it, and he stripped him and recovered it. So Tuttle had a chance to win the game, but they didn't. So But it's not that I took Tuttle out of the number one spot because they played bad. It's because Cushing played that much better.
Oh, yeah.
Cushing
Cushing's
is
dominant.
really, really good. So I got Cushing number one, Tuttle 2, Wagner 3, Poto, and then Clinton.
Yeah, I get my 3, 4, and 5 stayed the same. Clinton 3, Poto 4, Wagner 5, despite the 1-2 record by Wagner. But Clinton, that's a team that's very intriguing to watch. I mean, victories over Kingfisher and Heritage Hall. Their only loss was the Bishop McGinnis, a class larger than them. So Clinton will be a good ball club. So I went back and forth with Tuttle and Clinton, but the way Tuttle play, I know they can run the football game, or I know they will run the football in the future. So I moved Tuttle and Cushing around. Cushing, my number one team, now in 4A for the first time. Cushing victories over Bristow, Perkins Tryon, and Berryhill in fine fashion. So Cushing 1, Tuttle 2, Clinton 3. So that'll be a fun class.
The final score of that Clinton McAllister game was like 28-7 or something like that, right?
I think that's
something close to that. So, if Clinton loses that game 28-17, 28-21, I would probably have them a little bit higher. But again, Bishop McGinnis is, as you'll see in our rankings, they're the real deal in 5A.
Yeah, Clinton beat Kingfisher 21-6. Lost to Bishop McGinnis 46-14.
Oh, okay. That's different game then.
Yeah. So, all right, Class 5A rankings, and my rankings had not changed. I don't know if they changed. Yeah, they changed after week 0, but mine stays the same 1 through 5. Del City, number one team in 5A. I think I would rank them number 1 in 6A2 right now as well. Bishop McGinnis is a very close second. They got the kid that transferred in from Westmore. He is really, really helping them. They're a very dangerous team. The quarterback is playing extremely well. River Warring extremely well. Then, of course, Michael Taffy. Everything is around him. But I have Del City 1, McGinnis 2, Coweta 3, McAllister 4. Keeping Guthrie at 5, despite Collinsville victories over Oologah, Skytook, and Bartlesville. I think the Guthrie victory over Tuttle is the best win, and that's where I have them right now.
So my 5A last week, I made a lot of changes, I think, in 5A. So last week, obviously, Del City and Bishop McGinnis are still my 1 and 2. I had Coweta 3, McAllister 4, and Collinsville 5 last week. I changed it up this week because, again, I'll start with 5 now because I wasn't for sure about Guthrie.
Del City McGinnis did not play last. They were off last week.
They were off last week. So my 5 team right now, I took Collinsville out and put Guthrie in. Very impressive win against Tuttle. Like I agree with you when you said the best win out of between Collinsville and Guthrie is Guthrie over Tuttle. And the way that defense played in the second half for Guthrie, very, very impressive. Again, they only gave up 38 rushing yards to Tuttle.
Yeah, and the week before, the Falwell and McAdoo kid had over 300 combined.
Yeah, Falwell had over 212 yards rushing. McAdoo had six rushing touchdowns. Yeah. So for Guthrie to hold that Tuttle team to 38 yards rushing, it was very, very impressive by Guthrie. And when I talked to Coach Beebe after the game, I was like, had some lopsided victories and didn't really know where Guthrie was, and we kind of found out today.
Because they were holding other teams to those negative rushing yards and all that stuff, but it was, not to the competition level of Tuttle.
Correct. And then they go out and straight, play great defense. Again, a lot of the Guthrie, what made the win more against Tuttle was more impressive because Guthrie was out with their star running back, Isaiah Hammonds. Yeah. They had a wide receiver come in and run, and he ran for over 130 yards. Looked sharp, man. It looked really sharp. And before that, they had a freshman who was backing up Isaiah Hammonds, and I'll be surprised if Beebe doesn't pit him back there to run more balls to give Isaiah a few more blows throughout the game.
Yeah, now with Isaiah Hammonds with the injury, Harper comes in and runs. Now, when Isaiah comes back, you have Harper and Hammonds in the backfield together, and they start crossing, and then one runs it up the middle, then the one goes on a wheel route. So if Isaiah doesn't, if Isaiah plays, we know Jalen Harper is very good, especially on special teams, but now you actually see him run the ball against Tuttle defense. And now Guthrie, a little bit more dangerous. Yeah,
a little more dangerous
offensively.
Again, you got Wildcat with Jalen Shelf coming in there too, with the fastest kid on the team. So again, that's why I got Guthrie at 5 because they impressed me here this past week.
And Hayden Calvert, the quarterback, he's gutsy, man.
He's gutsy. Yep.
He's thrown some interceptions he wishes he had back, but that was a huge pass on that 3rd and goal to find Shelf. And when you need 4 or 5 yards, he can get you there. So the young offensive line is playing really well.
Improving every day.
Guthrie, a good ball club, and I'm telling you, that top 5, top 6, 7, 8, and this is unheard of in 5A in the last several years. It's like top 3 or 4, but
when
now
Carver's 7 or 8, you know you got pretty good.
Yeah, it's
pretty good 5A.
It's a fun class.
And I switched McAllister and Quita because, again, I'm not sure I keep saying I'm not sure how good of a win that was for Quita over Carl Albert, given what Carl Albert, how we've seen them play today. So I got McAllister 3 and Quita 4. So excited to see McAllister again district play to see how they use McCarty, see if they're using Mike last year, play all 3 sides of the ball, or since he's a commit, we'll see if he's going to just play offense or defense or both or whatever. So we'll kind of see how that folds out as well.
McAllister is another team that we're not talking a whole lot about. This is a team that was in a state championship a year ago, one of the most dynamic players in the state of Oklahoma. You mentioned him, Eric McCarty.
And if he doesn't get hurt in that game, I think McAllister wins that game.
Yeah, he was a stud for 3 quarters.
Man.
Got the ankle injury. I think it was ankle injury toward the end of the third quarter. But Broken Bow, Ada. But we'll know the answers here this season because it's McAllister, Del City, and Coweta in the same district. So that will be fun to watch.
5A is absolutely loaded this year.
It's fun. All right, and then we haven't said that in the past a whole lot either.
No.
So 6A2 rankings, and the Muskogee Roughers make it into my top 5 for the first time.
You're just now joining the party?
Oh, wait. Did I have them last week? Oh, sorry, I had them last week.
Oh, okay. I was about to say. Late to the
they're
party.
3-0. Victories over Pump City and Enid.
I think that was Phil.
But Carl Albert.
Yeah.
That victory over Carl Albert. So they're 3-0. I got Booker T. Washington still at the number 4 spot.
Do you?
1-2. 1 loss out of state. And they lost to Del City, a very talented team there. Muskogee off to a great start. Booker T. Washington, one of the best players in the state of Oklahoma.
Yep.
Michael Teese. Headed to Arkansas. I'm gonna have to be proven different right now, but it's one of those. I don't like it either, but I still think they're a good ball club. And then 1, 2, 3 hasn't changed for me. Choctaw 3, Deer Creek 2, Stillwater 1.
Yeah, Booker T. Interesting team that is. Again, blown out by Del City, but they do have one of the best players in the state, and they are my 6A2 state champions. So I hope they turn it around. I need them to turn around, make me look good.
And Booker T's in top game this week, right? I feel like I remember.
Booker T versus Sand Springs. Oh, okay. We'll pick that one.
Yeah, we'll pick that one. Here.
So Sand Spring is my 5, Muskogee is still my 4, Choctaw is still my 3, Stillwater is still my 2, and Deer Creek is my number 1 still.
6A1 rankings 1 through 4 remains the same for me. Of course, Union, Bixby, Jinx were off all last week. Moore 3-0. I still have number 4, and number 5 is like a merry-go-round for me.
Yeah,
every
me too.
single week it's someone different. Last week it was Norman North. They're out.
Yep.
But Mustang is back in my top 5 at number 5 with a 2-1 record.
Yeah, my
only loss was Deer Creek.
My 4 are the same: Union, Bixby, Jinx, Moore, and I put Owasso back in the top 5.
So those are our rankings. I'm not sure what Phil has, but I guess we will never, ever know Phil's rankings in week 4. We'll have to catch up with him next week. All right, we're going to hit our final timeout here on the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church. GenerationsGuthrie.com is the website. When we come back, prediction time, top 10 games of the week. Who we say wins, our records, all that good stuff. Coming up, final timeout here on the High School Huddle.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world.
Are you ready to taste Golden
golden chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours. It is amazing. Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I let to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Final segment here on the High School Huddle, along with Ronnie Phillips, Chris Evans. We are without the services of Phil Nichols, who is injured this week, not participating. We expect him back next week, but right now,
you never know.
Listed day to day.
You just never know.
Never know. Once you quit once, Ronnie, it gets easier to quit every time after that. But
this is the second show to miss.
Yeah, he said he's in another state doing business, but we'll see if we. I mean, he doesn't return. His name comes off.
It should. I mean,
I almost did it this week, but then I had to hear about it and all that good stuff.
He'd been upset.
Hey, it was almost 100 degrees today. It's gross.
Oh, it was terrible.
My goodness. Bring on football. Well, no, not football weather, because then it's a little too chilly, but I'm ready for like a high of 74. I'm ready to watch college football outside.
Yes, it's
too hot.
It's been miserable.
Too hot. My final question before we get into our top 10. I've been drinking more water this month in my entire life. Cubed ice or crushed ice?
Crushed ice.
Yeah.
Only weirdos drink cubed ice.
Yeah. Although I do like sometimes to get the crushed ice with a couple of big cubes to mix it in to take out to cool it down faster.
You like the small ones, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. All right.
Make it taste better. I don't know why.
Anyway. All right. It is prediction time. This is our third week to predict games. I think we got too busy in the first show or two to do them because
we probably don't have a graphic, and we just can't do anything without a graphic.
Yeah, we don't have a graphic this week either. Cody Knox. I mean, what's going on? We're giving one assignment for the huddle.
Jeez.
Yeah. Well, this is our third week to pick them. The first week we predicted them. We were all 7-3. Last week, Phil and I 9-1. Your Marlowe Outlaws. Did you 8-2 last week?
Marlowe did me wrong last week. Riding a 17-game winning streak, going into that game against Perkins, just wasn't able to pull it out. Again, that was a second longest streak, active win streak next to obviously Bixby. But the last time they lost in a regular season game was what year?
In the regular season?
In their regular season. Their last regular season loss came in what year and against what opponent?
What team are we talking about here?
Well, Marlowe,
okay. 14, so 2019.
2019 is correct.
Playoff game. Washington.
Plainview. They lost to Plainview 42-14 back in 2019. Riding Marlowe Outlaws as long as I could, but you're dead to me now. Move on.
Well, don't we have Perkins back on the list here? I did all the graphics. I can't remember. They start to run in together. Did we mention is Perkins?
We're picking Perkins today.
Right,
they're playing Kingfisher.
Yeah, we'll see if you learn your lesson with Perkins.
I don't know. I'm pretty stubborn.
All right, so let's see here. That should go off. It didn't go off. So take the lower third. I got to fix that here.
Phil's picking Bixby. Oh yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yes. So game number 10. My list is completely out of. No, it's not. Bixby, Norman. Okay, all right. Trust the graphic. Trust the graphic. Yes, Phil put his predictions, and again, we are appealing this to the OSSAA. If Phil should go 0-10, or if his picks should count, we should get a ruling here in the next couple of days to see if he's eligible for next week's contest. But yes, Phil did let us know that he is picking the Bixby Spartans over the Norman North. And like, why are you putting Bixby on there? They're going to win 80. This is your chance. So one day Bixby will lose.
They have to be in the picks because we have to have it on record that you said they're going to lose.
Yes.
You have to have it on record.
Bixby's making that long trip to Norman, Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
So
it's a long, boring drive.
And no one, I don't know if anybody's going to pick Norman North in the state to win this game, but if you were to pick that one time, if you were to pick Norman North, it would be the pick of the year.
Oh, pick of a lifetime, wouldn't it?
It would be.
What chance does Norman North have against Bixby? I mean, are they,
we'll see
long drive. Yeah. Bixby don't want to be there. You know, Norman North's going to give them everything they got, but Bixby don't want to be there. That's why I got Bixby winning 88-8.
88-8?
88-8.
So they're going to convert the 2-point conversion?
88-8.
They're going to jump out to 6-0 lead, go for 2.
They're going to get 11 touchdowns. They're going to go for 2 every single time.
Well, I'm not going to put any drama in this one either. Yeah, I got Bixby winning 56-21. Bixby's off last week. Was off last week. Norman North opened up with a victory over Norman. Edmond Santa Fe, by the way, Edmond Santa Fe 0-3. We'll talk about that here in a second. But lost to UConn last week. That's not. You talking about a trap game? That was it. That was it. So, all right. So all three of us going with the Bixby Spartans. As we move over to game number 9, Edmond Santa Fe 0-3.
0-3.
Edmond Memorial 2-2 on the year. Edmond Memorial hasn't won more than 2 games in a season since 2016. Bulldogs appear to be heading in the right direction. Logan Thomas, coach, doing a good job over there. Santa Fe, by the way, 0-3, but lost to Jinx, lost to Choctaw, lost to Norman North. So, I think I had Santa Fe in my top 5 to begin the season.
Yeah, you did.
They haven't been there in a while. But Phil Nichols obviously going with the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves in this one. And I will go here first, Ronnie, since it is my turn. And I'm going to go with the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves.
Santa Fe.
Yeah. Santa Fe Wolves, I got that one. I got the Wolves winning 41-20.
41-20. So you got defeated Santa Fe. Ain't won a game all year long. How do we know that they could even win a game? I mean,
we don't know yet.
If it gets down to, because they had 13-10 loss to Jinx, they obviously couldn't close that deal. So I don't know. I got Edmond Santa Fe winning though.
Yeah.
As well. I got Edmond Santa Fe winning 42-38. Good game.
Close game.
Close game and a good game. Yep. Yeah. Rivals in town, crosstown rival there.
Memorial's won 2 games already. They're feeling good under Coach Thomas. Santa Fe is like, surely this is not the year we lose the Memorial.
Yep.
So, all right. So far, we all agree.
Offensive coordinator at Santa Fe, Roger Fiver, is going to get them going.
All right. We'll see. All right. Game number 8 this week. Booker T. Washington 1-2 on the season, taking on Bartlesville. Bartlesville lost last week to Collinsville. I think that was 35-25. Not the great start for Booker T. Washington, but with 2 straight losses. But I still have them in my top 5. Bartlesville looking to turn some things around. They've lost 2 games in a row as well. Phil Nicholas has gone with the Hornets to win that one.
Yep. I also have Booker T. Again, Booker T was off last week, so they've had a couple weeks to prepare for Bartlesville here. Bartlesville coming off a loss against Collinsville, so I do like the Hornets. Again, my state championship pick, so let's go. Keep it going.
I got Booker T. Washington in a close one.
Okay.
24-17. 24-17 for the Hornets. This is Ardmore. Nope. Skip that one real quick. Oh, yeah, here we go. Ardmore Tigers at the Noble Bears. It is a 5A matchup, a 5A1 district matchup, and this will go a long ways as far as district standings. But battle of the quarterbacks. This is going to be a good one. You got Ardmore senior quarterback Cal Swanson, who's committed to Illinois. You have on the other side Colin Fisher, who's committed to Arkansas
for baseball.
The lefty can throw it.
He can spin it.
And I know Colin Fisher, and he doesn't want me watching any of their games because I watched him last year get shut out by Guthrie on the football gridiron. And then with the state baseball tournament, wasn't his best outing. So, Colin, I'm not going to the game, so this is...
I blame that baseball on the head coach.
Oh, okay. All right. But outside the quarterbacks, this should be a really good one. Of course, Noble loves to throw the football. Brandon Harper, a very talented wide receiver, and they will throw to him 15 to 20 times probably. So we'll see how that one plays out. But as you see, Phil Nichols is going with those Noble Bears to win.
Yeah, I also have Noble winning this game. I don't think it's going to be close. I wasn't very impressed with Ardmore last week with their – it was – just not very impressive against a really bad Shawnee team. I thought they could have scored a little bit more points and played a little bit better. But so that's why I got Noble winning this game, 48-21.
Well, we will differ for the first time. I got the Ardmore Tigers going on the road and winning a close one, 33-30. I think Cal Swanson is the difference in that one. It's a great quarterback matchup. Harper's the best wide receiver on the field, but I think this is Ardmore's chance to get the victory on the road. So went out on a limb a little bit.
I like it.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this one.
Yeah, this again. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that good of a game.
I think Ardmore wins close. If not, Noble wins big.
Exactly right. If the game's close, Ardmore probably is going to win it. But again, if it's a blowout, the blowout's going to happen from Noble's side.
All right, we'll see how that one goes. All right, Ryan.
And you got to remember, Noble scored 41 points on that total defense.
Yeah. Gave up 61.
Correct.
All right, moving on to the next ball game here on our picks here on the High School Huddle. Where's my list? Oh, here it is right here. It is the Kingfisher Yellow Jackets taking on Perkins Tryon. Both teams 2-1 on the season. And my game notes, Perkins snapped a 6-game, as mentioned, broke.
Just 1 second. The head baseball coach of the Noble Bears just got on, so he probably got a text message from somebody.
Is he watching?
Yeah, he just got on.
Okay, go get him, coach. Go get him, skipper. Tape it up, put on the lockers. Yeah. Some nobody just said Ardmore's going to win. So, all right. I hate predictions. Unless I win.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one for you.
Yeah, that would be a big one for me. All right. Kingfisher and Perkins, you mentioned Marlowe's 17-game win streak went down the drain there with Perkins' victory. But Kingfisher lost to Clinton, 21-6. Close game there.
Yep.
Bounce back, beat Weatherford 38-21. Last week, I watched the first quarter of the Chisholm game, 56-6. Kingfisher looked good early and often in that one. Mm-hmm. Phil Nichols has gone with the PT Deers. Don't have Perkins in my top 5. I think you do now.
I do. All
right. I can pick here first.
Okay.
Let me look at my list here. So there's that Ardmore 33-30 victory I got right there. I'm going to go with the Demons going on the road or at home. I think they'll get the home victory against Kingfisher. I got that score 20-17.
Yeah, I learned my lesson. You asked last segment if I learned my lesson. I did learn my lesson. The Demons will go on the road and win this game, 42-28. I think it'll be a close game throughout, but I think Perkins score a couple late touchdowns and kind of put it away.
I do have a close one, 20-17.
Okay,
2017. Perkins with the victory there, and I should have another sheet somewhere. Oh. I might be doing this off the top of my head here. What game is this? Number 5? Hominy at Pawnee.
Class A5 district showdown.
Oh, yeah. Where's my? Oh, here it is. No, okay. I was getting nervous for a second. I know who I picked, but I don't have the scores. Okay. Yeah, Hominy 3-0, Pawnee 3-0. Hominy in my top 5. Pawnee just outside the top 5 in that Class A rankings. But this will be a good one. And Hominy, huge victory over Pawhuska.
Yeah, big time victory.
Yeah,
big time.
Drummond and quarterback up there. So Phil, who did Phil go? Phil went with Hominy.
Hominy, yep, that's a safe bet. Hominy, Pawnee is going to be a real good game. Again, Hominy is my top 5. Pawnee is in my top probably 6 or 7. They're in that area. They're there. If they were to win this week, they would definitely probably go to my top 5 because this would be a huge win. But unfortunately, Hominy's going to win 31-21 in a real close game.
Yeah, A5 would be a good one. I got Hominy winning this one 33-23. 33-23. So I got Hominy and Ardmore each scoring 33 points this week.
Oh, yeah.
Is he still watching?
He's still watching, probably.
Mustang Broncos at the Yukon. Miller's Mustang back in my top 5 at number 5 in the 6A1 rankings. Mustang, Yukon, was it last week? Took down Norman North. So Yukon looking to take down another West Side giant as Mustangs defeated Canadian County rival 4 straight times.
Yep.
But 28-23 over Norman North last week. Yukon with the victory. Phil Nichols has the Mustang Broncos. Ronnie, I also have the Mustang Broncos. My score was 44-20.
Yeah, Yukon coming off a big win against Norman North. Mustangs beat them last 4 times that you just mentioned, but I do have Mustang winning this game 38-17.
All right, so all 3 of us have the Mustang Broncos getting to the victory to go 3-1 on the year. We'll see how that one plays out. Top 3 games of the week, and this one, I went through all my picks, and I had to come back to this one. This was the last one I picked. I couldn't go. It was back and forth between Muskogee and Sand Springs. Muskogee, victory over Enid, Pump City. No surprise there. Although the Enid Plainsmen played them really, really close. Enid's getting a lot better under coach Rashawn Woods. But Sand Springs, 2-1 on the year. My game notes, let's see here. What do we got here? Muskogee has been one of the biggest surprises. We talked about that in the first segment, the victory over Carl Alberts. Ruffers will try to stay undefeated. Quarterback Jamarn Ficklin completed 55 of his 80 passes for 904 yards, 9 touchdowns. His breakout game,
Carl Albert.
last year was against the Sendites.
Ooh.
This team right here that they're playing. He passed for 398 yards.
Wow.
3 touchdowns and a loss.
And a loss.
Yeah, 48-34.
Ooh.
48-34. Sendites have won the past 2 meetings after Muskogee had won the previous 3. Of course, that 2006 big-time ball game between those two. I still remember like it happened the other day. Since 2-point conversion, 26-25 comeback win at Muskogee. First meeting was Muskogee 20-0 back in 1953.
Oh, your dad was born.
Phil Nichols went with the Sand Springs Sendites. Ron, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right.
I'm kind of interested. You played it up really, really well, so I'm ready to hear the answer.
Great game last year by Ficklin. He'll be another huge factor. Muskogee, one of the hottest teams, the most talked about teams right this year. They gave it everything they wanted last year. Can't do it though this year. It was 48-34 last year.
Ooh.
The game gets a little bit closer, but can't get over the hump yet. Sand Springs 28-24.
28-24 is Sand Springs. You got, man. I disagree.
Ooh.
I am going with Muskogee Ruffers. They are riding that wave. I'm riding you, Muskogee. I need you to come on. I need you in this one. Had 2 weeks to prepare for Sand Springs. They were off last week. So I got Muskogee winning this game in an upset, big-time upset, 28-27.
They're not playing in the $13 million facility.
It doesn't matter.
They're playing at Sand Springs. Okay. On the road.
On the road.
Hey, if they win, we know they're –
I said it 2 weeks ago. I said, watch out for Muskogee, and sure as you see it, buddy. Watch them. Muskogee, come on, boys. Right, need you.
Here we go. Ronnie going outside just like he did last week a couple of times. So
yep.
Here we go. Number 3 game of, was that number 3? Yeah, okay. Number 2 game of the week, the Tuttle Tigers at the Bethany Broncos. I think that should be 2-1. Yeah, that should be 2-1 on Tuttle's.
2-1 on Tuttle, yep. 3-0 for Bethany.
I can fix that right here real quick. Ain't that cool? Okay, here are my notes. Let's see. Tuttle 2-1, Bethany 3-0. We talked about that game last week with McAdoo and Falwell not having the game. 38 total yards.
38 rushing, 138 passing.
After scoring 61 points and almost 400 rushing yards against Noble before that. Bethany, I haven't really talked a whole lot about them. They got a great quarterback in Taylor Heim, but Bethany will look to stay undefeated. Phil Nichols has the Tuttle Tigers winning that ball game. He did not give us any scores. I will give you my score, Ronnie. I have THS, the Tuttle Tigers, and a close one, though. I think Tuttle became a really good football team after that victory after going in defeat. They realized we got some work to do. I think they come out fire. I give Bethany a lot of credit with that 3-0, but I think Tuttle wins at 27-21. Tuttle might win a little bit more than just 6 points. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I know Coach Beebe and Tuttle head coach, help me his name again. Tuttle. Starts with the B. Barnard? You said it earlier. Ballard. Coach Ballard. Yeah. And the first thing Coach Ballard said to Coach Beebe was, you made our team better today. So, again, and I think that's true. I went back on – this is the one I went back and forth on quite a bit because I like Bethany. I saw Tuttle. I like Bethany. But I ended up picking Tuttle to win this game. I got Tuttle winning this game 35-31. And that's in Bethany. Yep. That's in Bethany. 35-31 Tuttle. It was funny last week. Guthrie and Tuttle were playing, and we had the logos on the screen, and it said, it's the blue Georgia against Texas Tech. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I love that logo. That's a pretty cool logo. All right. And the game of the week in the state of Oklahoma, the Tulsa Union Redhawks, undefeated Shaker and crew on the road to the Owasso Rams with a 1-2 record. These teams have combined to win 3 of the past 6 state championships. Shaker Reisig, very efficient, 51-74, 655 yards, 5 touchdowns. His counterpart, Mason Willingham, the transfer, 48 of 82. Oh, both quarterbacks transfer. Yeah. Willingham, 48 of 82, 579, 3 touchdowns plus 198 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Both head coaches, Union Kirk Frederick and Owasso Bill Blankenship, were once head coaches for their opponent. Yeah, that's true. Frederick led Owasso in the semis in 06 before going to Union. Blankenship won 3 titles in 14 years at Union, 92-05. Good old coaching matchup here. Union, though, Ronnie, has won 7 of the past 10 meetings, including 10-7 in overtime last year. Owasso, let's see here. Union, anyway, other stuff. But anyway, it is Union at Owasso. Phil, hasn't he had – no, he's had Bixby number 1 all year, right? He has. Yeah. He has, yeah. Okay. I have Union number 1. Union's my number 1 as well. Yep. So we both have Union number 1. And I think not only do they stay number 1, I think they have an easy time over Owasso, 38-17. Yeah, I'm not sure Cole Adams, why this is the game of the week, because I don't think it's going to be much of a game against Shaker. Very, very impressive against Jinx a couple weeks ago when they played. But I got Union winning this game big, 48-3. 48-3? 48-3. Wow. So does Owasso get a 3-0 lead at least? Oh, no. No. Well, it's at Owasso. I guess they could. Get an early 3-0 lead? Yeah, first 3. I mean, Owasso had a chance to go up a couple scores on Bixby in early in that game, and if they score those, 2 touchdowns they could have had, and the field goal, you never know how that game plays out. Cole Adams plays the second half. But yeah, again, missing Cole Adams in this game, and again, Union's my number 1 team, and I think they're pretty good. So I got Union in that game. Well, those are our picks. It's always pressure when the opposing coaches are watching. Yeah, live. Yeah, after recording, they can do whatever. Yeah. All right, so there are our picks for week 4 of the high school football season. Ronnie, Phil, and I are off this week. We can I will probably take in a bunch of streams. I love watching all the different streams. Not only watch the games, but how people produce and talk and all that good stuff. So
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go to the game because I like being on the sideline. If I got to stay in the stands, I don't know what I'm going to do.
yeah.
It'd be weird.
Yeah, it'll be weird. A lot of good games this week, and as we set for district play here in week 4 of the high school football season. That will do it here this week. Hopefully, Phil comes back in the open area here, but Phil's out of state doing some business stuff. We look forward to it, and we'll see if his games will go onto the record officially.
Hope we get our present. You know, when you go out of state, you always bring back presents for friends.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Go Muskogee.
Oh, yeah, that's
Go Muskogee.
Ardmore. I mean, come on, Tigers. Ardmore probably the underdog in that game?
I would think so, yeah.
So do I get points?
For what? If they win?
Yeah.
No, you get a better record than us.
Oh. Well, if Noble's the better team, I should get some points. So Noble, no.
Okay, then I get points for Muskogee.
Oh,
then.
no. We'll just
No?
go straight. We'll go straight up.
Oh, okay, straight up.
All right, that'll do it here on the High School Huddle. Go Tigers. For Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols. Yeah, right. No Phil Nichols. I'm Chris Evans. We'll talk to you next week on the High School Huddle, presented by Good Friends, Generations Church.